Good evening and welcome for the 10 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight with me, Wadulo Mark. And all your news anchor for the night is going to be an hours-long bulletin, so do sit tight. Let's take a look at the headlines before we get in. In our top stories tonight, Marine police officers escaped from drowning while searching for missing bodies. Government enhances Lake Albert security with surveillance equipment. And Pastor Kayanja's Karamoja Cry initiative yielding fruit. And in sports, Uganda finishes first in Africa, 5th globally at the Netball World Cup. Thank you for joining us. We now give you the news in detail. Now, local leaders in Kyankwanzi district are asking government to provide water for production if production is to improve. The leaders comprise of LC leaders, resident district commissioners, extension staff and opinion leaders who raised concerns while meeting the Prime Minister Robina Nabanja at Kyankwanzi district headquarters. Details in this report.
To Premier Robina Nabanja that agricultural production in the district is being hindered by fake inputs on the market on top of high prices. The Prime Minister, who is in the area on a wealth creation mobilization tour on behalf of the President, assured the people of Kyankwanzi and Chiboga that President Yoweri Museveni has decided to address issues affecting farmers to ensure there is production, productivity and profitability.
Kakati President yagamba nti etimu eno jemulaba eino kola omulimu abantu baffe ne bafulumya ebiva mu nnimiro ate nga bingi nga babizaazizaamu ate ne tubidistributinga bwe baba bafunye ensigo ne tugigabanya nga bwe tubadde emabegaawo ate gavumenti yaffe President bwe yamala okufulumya ekintu kino ne tusalawo nga cabinet netukolayo company gye bayita eya seed camp mu Ministry ya Agriculture kitusobozese seed company etuyambe kulaba nga tujja fake inputs from the market.
Nabanja appealed to local leaders to mobilize the farmers to turn up in big numbers for the Agriculture Expo slated for the 20th August 2023. In Chiboga, the Prime Minister met leaders at the district headquarters led by the Energy and Minerals Minister Dr. Ruth Nankabira, who asked leaders to be role models in wealth creation and socio-economic transformation. Bilia Discovia, a district councillor in Kyankwanzi district, and John Chivumbi, NRM chairman in Sambia sub-county, said that government needs to at least set up agrochemical shops in all districts to fight inputs and help farmers from making losses and also avail water for production.
Ogera n'ogula ensigo nga teri ku mutindo nja kulima ika yange nga nsubiramu ensawo zange 15 ku 2 naye ogenda okusiima ensigo eyo ogenda okungula amakungula nga matono.
The RDC Kyankwanzi Sharon Akunda explained that animal thieves are becoming more sophisticated and have now resorted to using expensive vehicles such as V8 to transport stolen animals.
These days they no longer use trucks, they use V8, they use, are they called Wish? These small vehicles, they have changed the procedure.
The NRM SEC member for Buganda Region, Chiwanda Subi, says the NRM is permissed on 5 core principles of unity, regional markets and socio-economic transformation.
Batambula bakongojja mu byenfuna Ekisese Prime Minister olwaleero ayagala asike kuno okugulu okwokubiri agaye police nako kukke ku ttaka
The agribusiness shows will bring together smallholder farmers, large-scale farmers, farm associations, agriculture researchers, and agribusiness companies to exchange ideas on how best to improve production, productivity, and profitability.
4 Marine police officers survived drowning when the rescue boat they were using to search for guns and bodies from a capsized boat also sank near Kasenyi landing site, just 100 meters from Nsazi Island. Fortunately, the officers managed to swim to safety, while a team of the fishermen assisted in the search for the retrieved bodies.
Despite the challenges encountered during the search, the Marine Police remain determined to recover the remaining bodies.
The good thing is that the personnel have been rescued. Actually, they swam out, they were not affected. They are in good and healthy condition. The boat, we still have other boats we can use and other equipment, so this will not affect the operation.
The tragic incident occurred amidst strong winds and turbulent waters with strong waves on Lake Victoria.
However, due to the good working relationship we had with the people at the landing site, they were able to help us to recover the wreckage of the boat, the engine, and the dead body was also recovered. Yeah, the guns managed to drop off in the water. However, our team of divers are already at the site to recover them, and we are sure we shall have them recovered.
The prevalence of the monsoon winds and the prevailing, they came together, then they let the boat fall down. Yet the boat has the dead body inside that.
So far, 10 bodies have been retrieved out of the over 20 people who drowned when the boat capsized midway from Kalangala to Kasenyi landing site. The commander of Police Marine assured the bereaved families and friends that efforts to recover the remaining bodies are ongoing.
In total, so far, we have 10 bodies. However, our teams on the ground are receiving information that some 4 bodies have been sighted around the Gaba. So we've sent out the search teams to find out if those bodies are there. They will be retrieved and brought at Kasenyi.
As the search continues, the authorities emphasize the importance of safety measures, including wearing life jackets and avoiding overloading boats during this season of turbulent waters.
As urgent violent activity by the Allied Democratic Forces, the ADF has demonstrated growing annoyance by this armed group operating on the borders of Uganda and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Now, our reporter Haruna Mutesasila traces the roots of the Allied Democratic Forces, a militia group that has committed to establish Sharia law in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo.
The Allied Democratic Forces is a long-standing insurgent group with Ugandan roots that has been operating mainly in Ituri and North Kivu provinces in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Allied Democratic Forces ADF had been roaming in Eastern DRC for years and is known for mass killings, raping women and children, forcing young girls into unwanted marriages. While this might indicate that the ADF has lost most of its Ugandan character, but it is still considered as a foreign rebel force by Congolese community. ADF's ideology has historically contained Salaf jihadist elements recruited along secular ethnic lines and is deeply entrenched in the broader political dynamics of Rwenzori sub-region. For years, ADF has committed atrocities to people of Kasese, Bundibujo, Ntoroko, and along the eastern border between Uganda and DRC.
Terrorism simply changes form. You may defeat the terrorists here. Once they have space for recruitment, then they rejuvenate. And this is what happened with ADF. The third factor is space. The fact that Eastern DRC was available for them within a governed area, that gave them space to rebuild.
The exact extent and nature of ADF violence is difficult to determine because of the sheer complexity of the conflict landscape in the Eastern DRC. Since ADF arrival in Eastern DRC, an increasing number of its members have been locally recruited, collaborating with some wrong Congolese elements for their survival.
We think the UPDF has done a lot. We think the biggest collection of the ADF today is somewhere in Mwalika Valley, which we are following day and night. And soon it should be some history to talk about. So far, so good.
They have executed attacks against hard targets such as prisons and communities for recruitment, as well as attacking Fadaka defenses to boost their AMRA.
Viewers may wish to know that the very beginning of ADF was a fight at the old Kampala Mosque in 1991 between the Tabligh, at that time extremists, and the mainstream Uganda Muslim Council. Now when they were dealt with, of course some were arrested, others ran away and hid in Buseruka, in the Rift Valley. It's after they had gained capacity that they moved out of Buseruka. We flushed them out of Buseruka. They went into DRC now fully. And then from DRC, 1996, they attacked Kasese. So it's been growing over time. As international terrorism grew, they were also being growing.
On 30th November 2021, UPDF launched a joint military operation with the Congolese Fadaka Army in Ituri and North Kivu province to hunt down ADF rebels who have a link to Islamic State.
As the memorandum of understanding, which also included the joint operation with other requirements of military activities between the two countries, the two militaries, eventually the MOU on a joint operation was effected and the operation began way back on the 31st of November 2021.
Since then, a number of ADF commanders have been killed, many captured, ammunition is recovered, while children and women have been rescued.
12 have been put out of action, including Commander Kasajja, Commander Lumanga-Kene. Those were middle-level daredevil commanders. Certain, we shall have one of the big names of these commanders, the Amigos, you hear about the Abu Wakas or Sheikh Omar. We are very close to them.
Currently, ADF Social Command has been broken, splintered smaller groups on the run, looking for food and medicine for their survival. As the joint military operation between the UPDF and Fadaka Army enters its 20th month, a lot has been achieved, and the offensive action against the ADF splinter groups continues, mainly in Virunga Forest and the general areas of Mwalika Valley. Haruna Mtesasira, UBC.
Government has taken a significant step in addressing the security challenges on Lake Albert by establishing a surveillance security system that will cover the entire lake. This move comes in response to the long-standing issue of Congolese militia kidnapping Ugandan fishermen and Congolese fishermen trespassing into the Ugandan waters.
Since 2017, there have been cases of Congolese militia abducting Ugandan fishermen, confiscating their belongings and demanding ransoms for their release. In the past, former Chief of Defense Forces General David Muhoozi intervened by holding a meeting with Congolese authorities at Chehoro landing site to address the kidnappings.
Every boat that will cross on the border, or every boat that will be on water, it will be monitored by the radar. And then to solve the security or the insecurity on water of kidnaps, Congolese militia kidnapping Ugandan fishermen.
The head of the Fisheries Protection Unit, addressing a security meeting at Kaiso landing site in Hoima district, Lieutenant Colonel Dick Kaija says the surveillance security system will closely monitor activities on Lake Albert.
But ever since we launched the operation, now those cases of kidnapping and money for ransom reduced.
The system is still under construction, with completion nearing, and it will soon be handed over to the government by the contractor.
How people are being killed by the Congolese, no action the government has been taking. In my parish, around 12 people was killed in 2017. We presented them to the matter, but nothing was done. Then again, when our fishing material was taken, has been captured by Congolese, we paid a little money, 3.5 million. That is little we were favored. And we were supposed to go there in Congo. So,
fishermen in the region, including Pius Wakabi, the Bugahia County Member of Parliament, have suffered immensely due to the kidnappings and incurred substantial losses.
So it has been like a business. These people would come and confiscate fishing gears from Ugandans and take them to Congo, and they even make calls that you please come with 3 million to release your boats or to release your fishing net. So I think we have managed at least to come up with a solution that the security is going to beef up security along Lake Albert.
The Hoima Resident District Commissioner Rogers Bazai and his deputy have welcomed the central government's initiative to implement mechanisms for maintaining security on Lake Albert.
It is also going to help to cap down the issue of criminal and also the issue of people who cross from one border to another illegally. There was also a complaint about people who are using long nets, a complaint about the people that are using long fishing methods, a complaint about the people that are fishing at a wrong time. So we have told them the right time that they are supposed to fish. We have also told them about the proper fishing nets that they are supposed to use.
This move is expected to curb the activities of the Congolese militia and protect the livelihoods of Ugandan fishermen in the region.
Over 170 million Ugandan shillings has been raised in cash towards the establishment of Ignatius University in Kabale. The university being set up by the Kabale Diocese has been fundraised for in Bishop Annual Appeal Fund project. The fundraising is an initiative by the Bishop of Kabale Diocese, the Right Reverend Callist Rubabaramira, to start development projects in the diocese.
The Bishop of Kabale Diocese, the Right Reverend Callist Rubabaramira, has urged believers to stay focused on their faith so as to inherit God's blessings. The bishop explained why the diocese thought of venturing in the university.
N'abali kubasa kuza kwega n'abatali kubasa kwega twena neza kutugirira omugasho nawe ekyo mwena nyongere mbasiime imwe abalyaha n'abatalyaha bya Radio Maria tugumize mutwatanise okombe kati kuliwa imwe abali kuleba university ekyombeko ekyakanyina y'abanina twise tugezaho kukimalira n'ababatikayikireyo.
The State Minister for Finance in charge of general duties, Henry Musasizi, represented the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Thomas Tayebwa. Musasizi hailed the church for initiating development projects that are complementing the government development agenda.
Between government, President Museveni akateekaho programu eyokuleba ngu abanya-Uganda babasa kubona uburyo bwo kubona esente zo kukozesa abace munonga bakufu omugentasya tukabateraho parish development model hamwe n'emyoga.
Musasizi further explained that the government is doing all it takes to reduce the poverty levels in the country.
Kandi twina abahango nk'abashubuzi abali mu value addition, abali mu agro-processing, abali mu manufacturing, abo tukabatera sente mu UDB eyina sente eza Straight Development Finance ezituraguza aha kasente kace. 12%, and we are working towards bringing it to a single digit, nourishing percent, less than 10%.
At the same function, other leaders of the district expressed great support for the university project.
Ekintu paafu erizo barareba ngu bishop yatwera muganda yakitaha university yaitu nebazire mwabaryaha university netunguka okurabira mu Diocese.
According to the organizers of this year's BAF, all the districts in the Kigezi sub-region will be visited for independent fundraisers, and a mega event will be held in November to crown the campaign.
Christian couples have been encouraged to formalize their marriages, unions, to avoid succumbing to extramarital affairs. The lead pastor at Bethel Healing Center Church in Iganga, Dr. Julius Talemwa, says polygamous families are a breeding ground for violence as opposed to peace. This was during the wedding of Damba George, a former local political leader and banker in Namutumba, at a ceremony graced by UBC's Director of Finance, Dr. Peter Kagwa.
Bethel Healing Center Church in Iganga District was the place to be on Saturday. Two stories of a former banker and that of a fashion designer were being rewritten to create one. Damba George Matagala and Namugabi Annette Kamia's marriage officially knocked the door.
I, Damba,
I take you, so and so.
I take you, Annette,
to be my lawfully wedded wife.
To be my lawfully wedded wife.
To hold you from this day forward.
To hold you from this day forward.
For better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and health.
These vows were taken to the amusement of the congregation. Behind this excitement is a message of love that does not end. Dr. Julius Talemwa is the lead pastor who doubles as a marriage counselor.
We go back to the foundation of God. Marriage will get better. One man, one man. And you see, you choose by yourself.
He decries polygamy as one of the causes of violence in families.
The Bible does not refuse us to fight. When the Bible refuses go and speak to them. You people who are single here, look at just say challenge the three nanti kwega matoya wula bafumu n'abatali bafumu.
The challenge you have, you don't correct the
natubera mu biteete ba mama n'abaana.
All of us are mothers.
Naye mubuuza oti oli maama.
Are you a mother?
Okuba tukubanga mbaire ndikwenda kulumba.
Because I wanted to.
Naye okulumba okulungi kibwenzi.
This message is internalized just a few moments before the couple retires to a reception at Mother Kevin Community Service Center.
Zero!
Here, most speeches rotate around embracing faithfulness. UBC's Director for Finance, Dr. Peter Kagwa, as the chief guest, graced the event.
Bajja bafuna baana banayibwe baabulirayo tibakatutegeera nzaye ndi kusaba omukisa omulungi mu maka ga mwami Damba n'omukyala Damba abaana nga bafunye baana banayibwe bategeerenga abazaire baabwe abaana ab'obuwala n'abaana ab'obulenzi.
He equally joined others in encouraging other couples to formalize their unions.
If a man marries many women, you would see that actually the man called misery sets in.
and tries to actually make life very very uninteresting to the family.
Faithfulness is about how committed somebody is, and I think continuous praying and commitment to God is a good reminder for people to conduct themselves faithfully. So they should not keep themselves in isolation, they should not desert the church, they should be exemplary.
As for the couple in their middle age, it is a new commitment to which they vow to uphold.
How do you go for polygamy when you have sure before the altar that you will not get another person?
If abalokole twayega oguminkiriza, twayega okusaba abantu abandi kyebataidde, tutusaba, twasabira families daife, twasabira abaami baife.
The commitment by this couple is just in line with the assertion that a successful marriage requires falling in love many times, always with the same person. Henry Okrut, UBC.
And congratulations to the newlyweds right there. Now, local leadership in Wakiso district is focusing on promotion of vocational education to ensure that the young people do not complete formal education and acquire skills that are not relevant for their stay. Now, the mayor of Nansana Municipality, Regina Bakite, emphasizes that every youth, regardless of the level of education, should be able to get an income-generating skill. More details in this report.
These are primary school teachers of Wakiso district enjoying their day as they attended a seminar held at Advanced International University. Primary education is very critical because it is where learners acquire basic literacy, numeracy, and communication skills. The mayor, Nansana Municipality, Regina Bakite, therefore encouraged primary teachers to embrace continuous career development to up their teaching skills.
With the qualified staff, I have qualified staff within the municipality. I also have a supportive team at the level of the municipality. They carry out inspections on a timely basis.
She requested Advanced International University to cater for all categories of learners by integrating vocational training in their programming. The Vice Chancellor of Advanced International University, Dr. Martin Etoru, obliged to the request of offering vocational education to the youth.
There should be a collaborative arrangement between the municipality and the university in what they call corporate responsibility, community interventions, community engagement. It is our mandate as a university. Fortunately enough, we have already a faculty of vocational engineering school. And we have already in place courses like hairdressing, refrigeration, welding.
Nansana Municipal Education Officer Luanga Henry Sempija urged teachers to embrace government programs aimed at fighting poverty.
We always encourage teachers to form circles. Through the circles, teachers can get assistance from the government of Uganda, as other people have benefited.
Wakiso district primary teachers gathered at Advanced International University to share best practices on how they can improve on their career and offer the best service to the learners.
The Chabazinga government has unveiled its plans to give traditional schools a much-needed facelift, intending to execute this in a phased manner. The Minister of Education in the Chabazinga's government, Ntale Nasabu, was officiating celebrations to commemorate 75 years of Jinja College. He said that the ministry would follow up and ensure that the schools receive capital development funds in the next financial year. Details in this report.
Traditional schools are currently facing challenges, especially when it comes to infrastructure and creating a conducive learning environment due to financial constraints. The head teacher of Jinja College, Isabi Mathias, wants government to continue supporting the school to maintain a balance in staff salaries.
We fund the expansion of the infrastructure to accommodate the increasing student population in our schools. How then do we maintain the standard set in such schools, shall we be able to match the demands of our learners for ICT skills, science practicals, and vocational skills with a single laboratory?
An old boy of Jinja College, Yunus Masaba, says the school's impact on nurturing well-rounded students is a motivating factor to the young generation.
For the traditional schools like Jinja College, it's more than just the results. We look at building a holistic student that will be able to fit in the environment that is going into.
School management has been advised to inculcate the spirit of patriotism among students and sensitize them to appreciate African values.
Above all, we need to focus on the African values. These days we have this vice of homosexuality. It is really killing us. That the government is embarking on giving a new facelift to our traditional schools, but this will be done in a phased manner.
This was during the 75th anniversary celebrations of Jinja College that was also boosted with a fundraising drive to construct a 4-story complex block to be completed within 4 years.
That is the kind of building we are going to have, not in 25 years. This in the first 4 years, this must be done.
So 20 million shillings. Confirmed the teacher? Yes. Was it 20 million?
Yes. The Platinum Jubilee celebrations were organized under the theme Ingenuity for Continued Excellence, encouraging all stakeholders to be innovative as they progress. I'm Nafka Farida and Robert Katamba.
And the Luwero Muslim District Qadi Sheikh Ramadan Mulindwa has appealed to Muslim countrywide to always donate willingly to works and projects geared towards promoting the Muslim faith. This was during the special prayers held at the Luwero Muslim District Main Masjid under the auspices of the Uganda Muslim Supreme Council in Kasana Town, Luwero District. The function was part of a fundraising event to raise money for the buying of a Muslim district ambulance.
Luwero Muslim District Qadi Sheikh Ramadan Mulindwa has asked Ugandan Muslims to appreciate the importance of contributing willingly to community developments.
Okumanyanga okusaddaka nsonga nnene Allah tabarak wa ta'ala yabeeranga ateeka mu jjana emiryango omunaana egy'ejjana mulimu omulyango nga baguyitako akusadaka ng'omulyango ogwo gwakusaddaaka abaffe temwagala kubeera nga muyingira omwo nga Allah tabarak wa ta'ala ku lunaku lw'enkomerero akoowadde ayina almutasaddiqin bani abasaddaakanga.
This was during the special prayers held at the Luwero Muslim District Main Masjid. The guest preacher of the day from Chebandu Masjid Center in Wakiso District, Sheikh Zanun Kulumba, explained that when a Muslim donates towards causes and projects that promote Islam, his resources do not shrink but they just increase.
Funeral service y'obusilamu emmotoka amabaasa akumbeerenga mugateeka mu ssente omuntu ne bw'abeera nga afudde agenda kubeera nga aganyulwa kyekimu ku sadakatul jaariya saddaaka ekulukuta omuntu gy'aleka ku nsi ofuddewo wabula waliwo omuntu gwe batambulizaamu okugenda okumuziika okumunaaza omusiraamu ng'osigala ofuna embeera weebuuza zino zivuddewa nti zivudde ku ssente zewawaayo okubeera nga ogula emmotoka ey'omusiraamu. Ate si fefeka n'abantu abatulumirirwa abantu abatufaako nga bakitaffe bannyaffe tusobola okubaweerayo ajmaa al-ulama abamanyi beegatta.
Sheikh Ibrahim Kasim Batemyeto appealed to Muslims countrywide to be united and work together.
Okukolera awamu kibuuzo kinene naye Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala yatulagira tubeere wamu. Atwagala tubeere wamu. Mu hadithi zonna omubaka yatugamba nga mulimu ne hadithi egamba ti man kaana yu'minu billah, oli yenna awulira nga akkiriza Allah wal yawmil akhir, nga yakkiriza n'olunaku lw'enkomerero, falyukrim jaarahu,
During the prayers, Vincent Luwaga and Nakate Angel, formerly a Catholic and born again, converted to Islam and were given new names, namely Juma Luwaga and Nakate Hajara. Over $1 million shillings has been raised in cash and pledges, while a balance of 2 million shillings is still needed. Sudat Kaye and Vincent Wamundu, UBC.
Kyankwanzi National Leadership Institute Director Brigadier General Charles Chisembo has advised parents about the advantages of patriotism lectures to their children. He was at the pass-out of more than 800 cadres at Chebenda Senior Secondary School in Kamwenge District.
Chebenda Senior Secondary School Patriotism Club has passed out more than 800 participants trained in several areas, including mindset change, self-defense, and patriotism values.
With this knowledge that they have acquired, they are going to be equipped and they are going to be firm, and they are not going to be terrorized or harmed by such rumors that have been circulating around.
We believe with our cadres who have passed today, these young students are going to defend our Uganda.
This was after 5 days under the watchful eye of staff at the National Leadership Institute in Kyankwanzi, marshaled by the director, Brigadier General Charles Chisembo.
When I'm talking about national unity and cohesion, I know Uganda cannot survive when it is disunited. Uganda survives when we are one entity. And that one fits into one of the elements of Uganda's national ideology, that is patriotism. That is what patriotism is all about. Love yourself, love your neighbor, love one another.
Patriotism clubs in Uganda are advised, especially in schools and the community, and are a brainchild of President Yoweri Museveni, purposefully to develop a spirit of national building for proper growth and development.
St. Teresa Namidyango Girls School pupils have been encouraged to be exemplary in the deeds in order to be holy sacraments that they receive at a tender age. This was during the confirmation and final commitment to the faith of about 200 learners.
Today I attended a ceremony of final commitment, and I'm very happy to be committed in faith, and I promise God that I will fulfill my baptism wishes.
I am happy that she's finally committed to the Catholic faith, and I pray that she keeps the promise. So help her God.
It feels so good to be committed in faith, and I promise to fulfill all my commitment, my baptismal vows.
It is very important for one to receive these sacraments early in life. Today there is a group that has received the first Holy Communion, and the second group has had their final commitment in faith. It is good for one to receive his first Holy Communion as early as possible, because the Eucharist is our Lord, and the earlier one receives our Lord, the better. So as our culture in our Catholic schools, we ensure that at least before children go beyond class 4, they have already received the first Holy Communion.
Today in the Catholic Church, we are getting brides, over 100 brides. Some are receiving first Holy Communion. Others are going to have their final commitment as Catholics. So we are very happy today to have our children be strengthened in their faith.
These learners can be messengers of hope. They can be messengers of peace. They can be messengers of every good value that you can think of, because they are trained, the good values are imparted in them early in life. And we do believe that when they go back home, first of all, they become a challenge to their parents, because they have these good values that they have attained from our Catholic schools, but also a challenge is posed to the parents to also live well.
Government plan to convert music, dance and drama into an examinable performing arts subject from Senior 1 has been welcomed by educationists across the country. The latest to give the project is elite high school leadership that believes this will enable learners with enough, since now proven that performing arts is an industry that provides a quality career. This was reiterated during the school's 2023 music, dance and drama competition.
As a school, we believe in nurturing an all-round student, not just the best academics, but also looking at a student who can impact the world in talent, in skill, all that. So we believe that by us organizing such events, we are helping to identify talent in students and build on the talent.
It has been rolled out throughout the whole country, so students have already enrolled in the subject of performing arts. Somebody could be an instrumentalist, somebody could be a vocalist, somebody could be a costume designer, somebody could be a stage manager, a stage designer, somebody could be a choreographer. All of these are performing artists.
From infancy, the child grows up wholesomely in a holistic manner, in the sense that the child's skills are developed from there. And by the end of the primary level, a teacher or a parent would have discovered how that talent, how that child would have been gifted by God.
Kasese NRM leaders have pledged support to Rwenzururu Kingdom project ahead of the Omusinga's return. The cultural institution requires 9 billion shillings for activities like home welcoming and the coronation anniversary. And with that, let's take a short commercial break. When we return, we'll be back with business. Stay tuned.
These days, our homes are no longer just the places we live. It's where we attend meetings, go to class, keep each other safe, and entertain ourselves. To do this smoothly, you need a reliable internet connection. Buy the MTN WakaNet router, which connects up to 32 devices and gets a free 40 GB data bundle at only 149,000 shillings. Or buy the MTN WakaNet MiFi at only 75,000 shillings and enjoy a free 15 GB bundle to stream, study, work, and play on the go. Visit any MTN service center to buy the MTN WakaNet router or MiFi and enjoy the internet that does amazing things.
Juko. Yo. Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Joko, I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Upgrade your lifestyle with the all-new entry-loaded Chillax voice bundles. Now, call all networks in Uganda with Chillax voice bundles. Call all networks, no expiry, no worries. Dial *100 *1# and select call all networks. Airtel, a reason to imagine.
Uganda's oil and gas projects are providing opportunities for Ugandan businesses. Between 2017 and 2022, 40% of the 3,800 procurements worth $4.4 billion were awarded to 460 Ugandan companies. This includes 41 community-based companies that have been awarded contracts worth $2.3 million. In order to be contracted to supply goods and services for oil activities in Uganda, entities must register on the National Suppliers Database. Over 2,300 entities are registered on the National Suppliers Database. Registration is free. The Petroleum Authority of Uganda, creating lasting value in Uganda's oil journey.
The biggest, the baddest East African Christian Marathon is here. Come participate at the East African Christian Marathon for a prayer run on the 13th of August 2023 at the Lugogo Hockey Grounds. Come represent your family at the prayer run and run for a good cause to build the first call center, which will be East Africa's virtual listener. Come for the prayer run alongside your pastors, leaders, representatives from Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, Congo, South Sudan, and of course Uganda. Participate with Honorable Captain Mike Mukula, who is the chief runner and patron. Do not miss out on this opportunity. Make your donation for your kid now from 20,000, 30,000 and 100,000 Uganda shillings, because runs change the world. For more details, call 0781 885 055 or visit our website at www.eastafricachristianmarathon.org. Proudly sponsored by PKF, UBC, Venro Health, Aquafina, and Moving Preacher. Are you tired of high fees and slow transfer time when sending money? Airtel Money is here to revolutionize the way you move your money. We have revised our rates back to ground. Sending money from Airtel to other networks in Uganda, East Africa, and to the rest of the world has never been more affordable. Dial *185# and start sending money. Switch to Airtel Money today and experience unbeatable rates and top-notch services for all your local and international money transfer needs. Airtel Money, instant, secure, borderless.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC News Tonight. We now delve into the world of business. The Permanent Secretary in the Uganda Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, Geraldine Sally, has witnessed DFCU Bank and Agribusiness Development Center awarding 10 million shillings to 3 outstanding enterprises that participated in cohorts 2 and 3 of their Business Accelerator program. The graduation ceremony took place at DFCU's headquarters in Kampala. Grace Akatuha of Chikazi Agri Products, David Okalebo of Africa Haven Limited, and Stephen Wakwea of Fresh Horizon Limited received checks of 5 million, 3 million and 2 million shillings respectively for their exceptional participation in the program's cohort, which was launched early this year on 15th February.
It is early days yet is what I can say in terms of seeing our key parameters. We wanted to see linkages, not just to finance actually, because in some instances it's just not finance yet, there's no readiness for that, but markets that can enable you then to, when you tap into the finance, there is something you're working to improve to, market two. On the other hand, that is what will give us the growth that enables us get the employment. Some are immediate, but to a great extent, you need time.
So far, over 95 agribusiness enterprises have taken part in this business acceleration program, which aims to strengthen value chains in the agricultural sector across the country. EDC, DFCU and the ECOS project by GIZ, through their Employment and Skills Development in Africa program, are determined to empower over 200 agribusinesses this year, ensuring they remain competitive on the global market.
Because for us to produce is one thing, but we also need to make sure the quality of the product that we produce is also very high.
When someone has an ISO certification, it actually means they can compete with the German business for a particular tender for supply of their products and goods. And when someone has a product certification, they can also compete. Today, URA is cracking down on products that don't have certification, Q marks. And the PAC just asked and said, does she have a Q mark?
Regarding the cooperative bank, Geraldine Sally, in her remarks, said that the government in July 2023 received approval from the cabinet to formulate a work paper informing the revival of a new national cooperative bank. This bank is supposed to help the various circles in the sector access cheap and patient capital.
So far, everybody is positive. Everybody on the value chain of the bank is positive. We are also having discussions on possible funding for the capitalization of this bank. As you know, part of the requirements from the Central Bank of Uganda is that a bank to fully register must have a minimum reserve capital of 150 billion Uganda shillings. So we are looking at different partners from Afri-Exim Bank, we are looking at Badia, we are looking at African Development Bank, and all this we are actually working together with the Secretariat of AFCFTA, that is Secretary General Wamakano. He's actually visited us and he's coming back next month so that we can firm up on the transaction advisory for forming the minimum capital.
Continuous monitoring, evaluation and strategic improvements will be crucial in ensuring lasting and transformative impacts on Uganda's agribusiness sector by all implementing stakeholders. Wadulo Mark Arnold, UBC News in Kampala. And furthermore, an initiative aimed at assisting teachers transform their notes and illustrations into published books is gaining momentum. Uganda Textbook Academic and Non-Fiction Authors Association, in collaboration with senior staff from the Ministry of Education and Sports, recently held a meeting on how to empower teachers to transform their notes into books.
Today, I think we are starting a new chapter in the history of the school books in Africa with this school book project initiated by UTANA. This project means improving the quality of the teachers through
an initiative aimed at assisting teachers transform their notes and illustrations into published books is gaining momentum. Uganda Textbook Academic and Non-Fiction Authors Association, in collaboration with senior staff from the Ministry of Education and Sports, recently held a meeting on how to empower teachers to transform their notes into books.
There is an issue of the teacher. The teacher needs to be developed into a writer. We realized during COVID that whereas other professionals were had some other engagements, teachers were complaining. So the teachers say we don't earn. At least the government attempted to to deal with those who are not earning, where they give them.
Uganda Reproduction Rights Organization and the Uganda Publishers Association are supporting the capacity building for school books in Uganda project that has also received backing from the Norwegian Non-Fiction Writers and Translators Association.
The first thing that we need to do is to have a memorandum of understanding between the ministry and the Uganda, which is coordinating, and also with some provision of the stakeholders to know their role and responsibilities.
During a meeting held at the Writer Hotel Seta, the Assistant Commissioner for Instructional Materials, 2K Simon Peter, representing the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Katie Lamoro, urged teachers to embrace the project.
Lesson notes as a permanent record of work that has been covered. So this intervention does not only help in the capacity to write books, but also helps in the teacher in making quality notes which communicate beyond the presence of the teacher. So when that skill is translated from the classroom, lesson preparation and lesson note making, into a broader perspective of having a book, it's going to help support the teacher in capacity to do the work better.
He emphasized that honing book writing skills would lead to improved teaching methods and better outcomes for the learners.
Around you'll find maybe 3-4 people sharing a book, 4 students sharing a book, and that is what we want to address. And there is already a gap in the teachers because many of them, much as you see books in the libraries being authored by the teachers, but we want to boost the capacity of many people to come on board and write materials so that we can address the challenge that we have as far as textbooks are concerned.
The project received commendation from Assistant Commissioner, Teacher Education, Max Okilor, who led the team of education officers at the meeting. He applauded the initiative for its focus on equipping teachers with essential book writing skills, providing insight into the potential benefits for teachers and learners. Professor Elisam Magara from Makerere University, currently on a sabbatical leave, writing a book titled From Records to Publication, A Guide to Academic Authorship, emphasized the significance of embracing capacity building for school books in Uganda project.
The discussion we want to see how do people write good books and what is lacking. What is lacking? So what is lacking is the guide.
Recognizing the inseparable connection between teachers and books, the initiative seeks to empower educators by enabling the formal publication of their notes. This step will expand teachers' knowledge and reach beyond the confines of the classroom, ultimately leading to better learning outcomes. Lydia Chomkama, UBC News.
People discuss what.
And in talking news, MTN has improved on their data voice bundles. You can now call across all networks for the same price. We've talked to several eyewitnesses on the ground, and this is what one of them had to say. Amos, did you hear about the MTN daily voice bundles? So, to join many more other Ugandans enjoying these MTN daily voice bundles, dial *100 *21# or use the My MTN app to start enjoying. Hey, stay tuned for more offers from MTN.
Welcome back, and now in the world of sports, Uganda women's national netball team, the She Cranes, stand host South Africa to finish 5th at the 2023 Netball World Cup. The She Cranes, who had lost to South Africa earlier in the preliminaries and the 2019 World Cup in Liverpool, defied all odds and got their revenge to win 49-47. It is Uganda's best ever finish at the World Cup and a milestone that will see the 8th ranked nation move places up when the latest rankings are released. The She Cranes finished a joint 13th on their debut in Trinidad and Tobago and came in 8th in 2015. Now, Australia before coming out 7th in 2019 in England. Here are the best highlights for the game in this report.
Yeah, our takeaway is obviously to believe in ourselves more, and with belief and self-confidence when it comes to first, especially to the players, when they continue to believe that they got that in them, and moving forward to the rest of looking forward, I'm looking far, like Commonwealth and next World Cup. I think we should begin to build the team, especially get the girls a very good program that will continue to strengthen us and not just drop back in our ranking. This is just a sign, like, when people come on board to support us, to give us a good training program, a gym program, good facilities, more funding, we could see how Uganda can continue to rise, not only just finishing the 5th, but we could actually challenge to finish among the top 4.
It's really my pleasure, and I'm so happy to lead a team that really has surprised the whole world, because I've been expecting this right from the time when they gave me the leadership.
First of all, this win really means a lot to us, because when we left Kampala, people called us the tukutuku. And winning this game, I mean, South Africa is in front of us. They are ranked 5th and we're 8th. So the fact that we won them with the home advantage, the crowd and all that, it means a lot to us.
I don't really remember if Uganda was ever number 5. This might be the first time, and it's so amazing that we have made it, because it has been our dream. Though we really wanted to go to the medal bracket, but you aim for the moon and get a star, right?
As we came to this game today, we were already number 6. That means that the game that we wanted the most was the game against Malawi, which eventually we won, and that gave us number 6. So today we came fighting for number 5, and the girl did it, and we ended up being number 5 in this World Cup.
Yes, and that brings us to the end of our 10 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight. Thank you for being a lovely audience with me, Wadulo Mark Arnold. Please do enjoy your week, and do remember to put God first. For God and my country.
UBC, inspired.